want you to look at 150 reasons why CMA should stay.
Cheers from hundreds of people at tonight's Knox County School Board meeting as board members voice support for keeping the Career Magnet Academy open, but concerns remain about cost and attendance.
We're now a couple hours into that meeting, and we're going to check in with Shannon Smith. Shannon, what do we know at this hour about the future of this school? What have you learned?
Well, I'll tell you, this is more than several hours. This has been a 5-hour meeting so far now at 10 o'clock. They started at 5 o'clock, and it's a night of listening for the school board as 68 parents, teachers, students from Career Magnet Academy signed up to share their opinions with the school board of why they should continue to fund the school. And the school board is weighing 3 options, whether to cancel and completely overhaul the program or sunset the school.
Career Magnet Academy's not going anywhere. You're there. It's going to be there.
In many ways, the Knox County School Board told this crowd what they wanted to hear, that they don't want to shut down Career Magnet Academy.
This is not something that I have any intention of taking from students.
But they're also not promising a future for the dual enrollment Magnet High School.
But the bottom line still is the dollars. We have got to be able to afford to have the dollars to do these things.
Discussion comes after a memo sent by the school board cites several issues with the 5-year-old school, including lack of enrollment, too much cost, not enough students hitting benchmark test scores.
Wait a minute. You haven't been looking at CMA, and we haven't really ever been given attention, and the first thought is let's shut down the school or let's sunset it.
Students like Arwen Roach are frustrated that these are even options. They chose to come to CMA from their home schools for more dual enrollment and academic opportunities, and they don't want to go back.
With a total of 133 juniors and seniors enrolled, we have earned 1,170 hours.
The parents, teachers, and students are passionate about saving their school. Some school board members asked what kind of money the district would save by cutting IB programs or high-salaried staff instead of this school. But the future of CMA remains uncertain. And no decision is going to be made tonight about what happens to Career Magnet Academy. And with this meeting still going on, we haven't been able to speak with the school board about their thoughts about tonight's discussion, but we will continue to keep you updated on the future of CMA as these details come out. I'm reporting live from the City County building. Send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Shannon Smith with an update for us tonight at the school board meeting. Thank you.
We're going to switch now to the forecast.